And welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode here of TECSpertZ, episode 16, I believe. We have the crew, as usual, Markayla, Anthony, Max, and Brennan, giving you all information about ECU sports. Well, let's start off the bat. We have a lot to talk about. Going to talk about ECU basketball. We're going to give a whole rundown on that, the season, the outlook, all that good stuff. I want to remind you of this. TECSpertZ is sponsored by the Big Vape Theory and East Carolina University's Office of Undergraduate Research. And TECSpertZ is a collaboration between WZMB and the East Carolinian. Brennan, I'll start with you. What's going on here with ECU basketball?
Well, ECU basketball is coming off of back-to-back losses, one to UCF on January 18th, and then a big one to the number 10 Houston, who is now number 7. On January 22nd, and that loss was 36-79. That one was painful. I was watching that game early in the first quarter. It was like 3-34, and it was very, very hard to watch. Brandon Suggs is out. He missed that game. It was just there was not a lot of cohesion on the team. I didn't feel like there was anybody that they sent the ball to. They were getting snuffed out on defense. Houston's defense is stifling. Let me just say that to start it off. When we get to March, like we'll be talking about that too, their defense is suffocating. They move so fluidly. Their closeouts are ridiculous. And there were so many shot clock violations done by ECU because the Pirates just couldn't get a shot off. They were just getting locked up the entire time. But looking forward, hopefully we can bounce back against Memphis. We have a rematch against them at Memphis. So
it's definitely going to be something. I think we were saying that we think that ECU had a chance to get Houston if they beat UCF, but then when they lost UCF, they all lost Brandon Suggs. Houston was just not happening. But I didn't think it was going to be that much of a blowout, honestly. I thought we were going to hang in there, come down to the wire, maybe like another Memphis type of situation. Obviously didn't happen. Brought us down in the AAC. We got down to number 8, so we got Memphis next, who is number 7. So I think it's just going to be another interesting game. Brandon Suggs is still going to be out. He was the one that hit the buzzer beater last time, so I don't know. I think they're really going to come for us, so it's going to take a lot. They got to get back together this week.
Yeah, tough loss to UCF set them up in a little bit of a not so comfortable position after they dropped their first game at home. Set them up on their worst week so far. So that begs the question, how important is this Thursday game against Memphis, this comeback game? Being that Memphis was the last team we beat, 71-72. We all remember that buzzer beater shot. But now, after dropping 2 to UCF and 1 to Houston, how big is this Memphis game for ECU getting back on track?
I think it's a big deal. I mean,
after 2 losses just like that, and now we're on the road, though, too.
That's
also keep in mind, at Memphis.
And on the road, we haven't been good. It showed against Houston. It showed against UCF. We just haven't been good on the road. Again, when we're at home, we've been great. Lost only one game. We've lost only one game.
10-1 at home.
Yeah,
and
still impressive.
I mean, on the road, it's just been a struggle. We need to find like a secure source of scoring outside of Tristan Newton. He's our leading scorer this season. He's put up 17 a game. And then the next leading scorer behind him, I think, is Vance Jackson, and he's at 11 a game.
Yeah.
11 a game. Other than that, against Houston, nobody scored over double digits. Tristan Newton put up 14, and Vance Jackson and Alonzo Frank both put up 5. That's the highest scoring output.
Yeah, I'm not too confident going into this next game. And Memphis is coming off of a win against Tulsa, which was another 2-point win for them. So their margins are pretty small. They lost against SMU. We haven't played either SMU or Tulsa yet, but we're coming in off 2 big losses. But I think it's not going to be another Houston game. It's not going to be a huge blowout because we beat them last time, and we know that they're coming for us this time. We have to really put up a fight. So we'll see what happens. But like you said, they got to spread out the score, and we got to get people in double digits again. It can't just be all Newton because he can't do it all, obviously.
Yeah. It's not a one-man band. It's not a one-man crew. That's why it's a team collaborative effort. And that's
for me, this is a game where East Carolina's coming down off a little bit of a low streak, but they have to play like they just beat Memphis yesterday.
Right.
If they come in with that same energy that we saw in the videos after people stormed the court, up on the table, if they play like that, I think we get a win. We could come back. We've proven that we can hang with Memphis. We've proven that we can top Memphis.
Yeah.
But this is a game that this is a big game for us. It's a game we have to win if we want to continue on, looking towards a solid end of the season here because, these 2 wins can turn into these 2 losses can turn to 5 losses real quick.
Right, and we've seen that a lot in like the past years of ECU.
Last year for sure.
We can go on those streaks where we're just like, we're just
Get-
dead as
get
a
real-
doornail. We don't have the energy,
Yeah, real cold.
and we can't really get anything going. Definitely in
Yeah.
a cold spell, or we
This-
can be red hot. I mean, you just saw
Yeah, this
we
is a
won
big-
10 straight at home. We were red hot.
Yeah,
Now we're kind of starting to.
This is a big win, seeing as we do have Cincinnati and Temple coming here.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, we need to pick up this win to have a little bit more confidence coming into a home series where we take 2, and that's really where we get back on.
Or at least make this more of a game than what we saw last
Absolutely.
time. I mean, 79-36, the final score against Houston. I mean, that's just unacceptable. I don't think we can
Yeah, you
have
can't compete at
another
that level.
replica of that one more time. So if we can kind of keep the score somewhat close, competitive, good game, but just maybe lose on a few points here or there, I feel like that's a positive to take out of the negative situation, and then we can move forward with 2 games coming up at home with Cincinnati and Temple. So with that being said, if we want to do some predictions, I'll have you go, and then we'll get predictions going.
I was just going to say that they're 0-3 away, so I think they have a lot of things to prove. They have to prove that they can win without Brandon Suggs. They got to prove that they can win away, and they got to prove that they're actually better than Memphis. It wasn't just the home atmosphere here. So I think there's just a lot to prove. But I think it's possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's not going to be a Houston game, for sure.
Okay, there you go. So predictions for this game, final score, and who's going to win and lose. All right, we'll start with Brennan. You go ahead.
All right. So we'll go with the final score being probably 83-72, and Memphis is going to win because ECU's on the road, and ECU has not proven to us that they have been able to win on the road, and they haven't proven yet that they can win without Brandon Suggs, like Markayla was saying. And this is the game that they will have to prove that on a stage. And just on another note, like they're going to need to take this win and take it back home so that they can rise up in the conference standings. We started out the season pretty strong, but our conference record right now is at 2-4, which doesn't reflect our season record at all.
Right.
Absolutely not. I'm going to have to go kind of a similar score. I'm going to go 78-70. And I hate to say it, but I do think Memphis has the edge coming into this game.
Yeah.
They are playing at home. We are down our guy Suggs. Coming off of 2 losses, especially that Houston loss is deflating. UCF, you were up big and just couldn't close it out. So I think our sales are kind of down. Memphis is coming in this with the momentum. At home, so I think we do fall short, but at least we're making a competitive game.
What was the final score for you?
I'm going 78-70. Memphis takes the win.
Okay, there you have it. I'll throw it to you.
I'm going to say like 80-72, again, Memphis. Just because, like we all said, we're away this time. We're not looking good. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a blowout win like it was against Houston because they have so much to prove. They had all the eyes on them after the Memphis game last time, so now they know they're going to have just as many eyes or even more this time. So it's going to be a close one. But I'm going to say Memphis takes it 80-72.
Okay. We're all kind of in the same somewhat
Same
boat.
ballpark,
I think that our scores are kind of all similar. I'm going to say that Memphis does take the cake and wins this game at home. Again, we're down a big player here. We have not played very well on the road. They have to prove that, obviously, to us and to a lot of people that they are capable of playing and potentially winning on the road. Haven't seen it yet. So that's why I'm going to give Memphis the upper hand here. And I'll say final score something around maybe 77-70 or 69, right in that range. So, losing by upwards to 8 to 10 points from this game. But if we can make that a little bit closer, that'd be ideal. But I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
I want to be proven wrong, and I wouldn't be surprised if we were proven wrong. So we're just going to hope for it, cross our fingers.
Yeah, good call. All right, Max, I'll throw it over to you.
So I'm just looking over here at ECU Lax coming up. First game is going to be at Radford February 12th, but good news is that we will be back home on February 18th versus Winthrop for the first home game of the season. Girls lacrosse obviously coming off a little bit of a disappointing year last year. Not record-wise, but falling a little bit short to Temple, just missing out on the conference tournament. This year, the conference tournament will be being played here in Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh.
So I know for sure that the girls are going to give it that extra oomph if they don't want to see another team celebrating on their field. So I'm excited to see what's going to be happening. After that Winthrop game, we do have Presbyterian coming on the 20th, only 2 days after. And then they have a 4-game road stint. So a little bit coming up just in the news of lacrosse.
Excellent. All righty.
Cool.
Brennan, you got anything? Markayla, you got anything?
Nope, good over there.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A quick episode here of TECSpertZ, episode 16, talking about men's basketball and, all the schedule, standings, all that good stuff looking ahead into women's lacrosse as well. So that pretty much does it here for us on TECSpertZ. I want to remind you all that TECSpertZ is sponsored by the Big Vape Theory and East Carolina University's Office of Undergraduate Research. A little tongue twister there, after doing it a while, it's just like, and also TECSpertZ is a collaboration between WZMB and the East Carolinian. I mean, just two superpowers here at ECU, and we love that very much about it. That's exactly right.
Like the Avengers.
That's exactly right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see you next time. Appreciate you watching and or listening to this episode of TECSpertZ. We'll see you around. Markayla, Anthony, Max, and Brennan signing off. Take care, everybody.
Have a good one, y'all.